Long ago, in a small, remote village, on the edge of a deep forest, where the wind howled through ancient treetops, like the whispers of demons, there lived a blacksmith named Heinrich. Heinrich was a middle-aged man who lived alone in an old forge, its thatched roof leaking and its furnace burning day and night like the fires of hell. He was no fool, on the contrary. Heinrich was known throughout the village for his slyness, always looking for ways to exploit others for his own gain. His hands were rough from forging iron day and night, but his heart was colder than the metal he shaped. Life was hard for Heinrich. Customers were few, debts piled up, and he often sat by the fire, watching the flames dance as he dreamed of gold and treasure. "Why must I live like this?" he muttered, greed flashing in his eyes. "If only there were a way to trick even the devil himself, I would be rich beyond measure." The villagers avoided him because of his stinginess and scheming nature, but Heinrich did not care. To him, being clever meant using everything and everyone to survive. One stormy night, as rain poured down and lightning split the sky like a curse from hell, Heinrich was forging a sickle for a farmer from the next village. The furnace roared, black smoke filled the air, and suddenly a dark figure appeared at the forge doorway, a demon with blazing red skin, curved horns, and eyes glowing like hot coals. The demon laughed, his voice echoing like a hammer striking iron. "Heinrich, I know your greed. I am a devil from hell, and I come to offer you a bargain. I will give you gold and power in exchange for your soul after 10 years. End quote. With the devri, Heinrich startled, his heart pounding with fear mixed with ambition. He remembered folk tales of devils being outwitted, and a sly smile spread across his face. "Very well," he said calmly, masking his excitement, "but I want an extra condition. If I can do something that you cannot, the bargain is void." The devil laughed loudly, confident. "You think you can trick me? Fine. What do you propose?" Me." Thinking quickly, Heinrich looked around his forge. He took a glowing hot iron bar and hammered it into a crooked horseshoe, then challenged the demon. "Devil, if you can straighten this horseshoe without breaking it, I will sign the pact." The demon scoffed, seized the iron, and hammered it with infernal strength, but the metal shattered instantly. Enraged, the demon had no choice but to admit defeat. "You are clever, Heinrich," he snarled. "I will give you gold. But remember, devils do not forget insults." The demon vanished in black smoke, leaving behind a heavy sack of gold. Heinrich shouted in triumph, pride swelling within him. "I tricked the devil. I am the cleverest man alive." From that moment, Heinrich's life changed rapidly. With the devil's gold, he bought vast lands, built a solid stone house, and hired workers for a new forge. The villagers now bowed before him, calling him Wise Heinrich. He married a young, beautiful woman named Greta, the daughter of a wealthy family from a nearby village, and lived in luxury, hosting grand feasts. At first, Greta admired his cunning, but over time she realized her husband was not truly wise. He cheated servants, deceived merchants for profit, and constantly boasted about tricking the devil. "My husband," Greta often warned anxiously, "tricking a devil is not wisdom, it is foolishness. The devil will take revenge." Heinrich laughed loudly. "You worry too much. I tricked him once, and I can do it again. With this gold, I am king." His greed only grew. Heinrich used schemes to expand his wealth, cheating farmers into selling land cheaply, forcing apprentices to work without pay, and spreading rumors to ruin rivals. The villagers whispered, "Heinrich is clever, but his heart is evil." His own brothers, who once looked down on him, now came begging for work, but Heinrich drove them away mockingly. "You fools," he sneered. "You're not clever like me. I tricked the devil." Greta bore him 2 children, a son and a daughter, but Heinrich paid them little attention, consumed by counting gold and plotting new deceptions. At night, he dreamed of the devil laughing, but he dismissed it. "I'm cleverer than the devil," he told himself. Then tragedy began to creep in, slowly, like black smoke rising from hell. First came the nightmares. The devil appeared, whispering, You tricked me, but I will trick you twice over. Heinrich woke drenched in sweat, heart racing, yet insisted, just a dream. Then disaster struck. The new forge burned down overnight, and half his gold vanished. Villagers murmured, "The devil's revenge." Heinrich scoffed and rebuilt an even larger forge. But unease gnawed at him. Determined to prove himself, Heinrich tried to trick the devil again. One night, he summoned him with an old incantation. The demon appeared. "What do you want now, sly one?" Heinrich challenged him. "If you cannot forge this hammer without heating it, I will take more gold." The demon laughed, forged the hammer ice cold, and said, "You have lost. Now the bargain begins. Your soul will be mine in 5 years." Heinrich was horrified, but the devil vanished. From that day on, Heinrich lived in fear. He grew suspicious, dismissing servants for fear they were the devil's agents. He beat Greta when she urged him to abandon his greed. "Be silent! I am cleverer than everyone!" he shouted. Yet at night, he wept in regret. The children feared him. Greta fell gravely ill from worry. The villagers shunned him, calling him the cursed man. Heinrich tried to escape through deceit once more, building a small church and praying to God, but his faith was false. Another trick. The devil appeared in his dreams again. "You tricked me twice, but the third time, you will trick yourself." The tragedy reached its cruel peak. Greta died in agony, whispering, "My husband, slyness is not wisdom. The devil has won." Heinrich grieved, but greed still blinded him. He used his gold to marry another woman, as greedy as himself, hoping to forget his pain. She betrayed him, stole his gold, and fled with a lover. His children grew to hate him and ran away after witnessing his cruelty toward their mother. Heinrich was left alone in his grand house, a little gold remaining, but his heart completely empty. He wandered the forest, shouting, "Take your revenge! I'm cleverer than you!" The devil appeared one last time, laughing savagely. "You are not clever. You are a fool who deceived himself. Your soul is mine." Heinrich tried to forge one final piece of iron to fight back, but his hands trembled. The iron snapped and pierced his heart. He died alone, his blood mixing with black smoke from hell. The villagers buried him in a forgotten corner of the graveyard, without flowers or tears, and told his story as a warning. Not everyone who tricks the devil is wise in the end. The devil always laughs at those who believe themselves clever.